hard way that going the cheap route, hey, going the cheap route sometimes doesn't benefit them.
So April and I are doing Christmas shopping. Not necessarily me more than April, but April per se. And shit's just fucking expensive. We're just gonna say that, right? When a customer says to me, this is me being in Anthony at work mode, that $300 is a lot of money, and I scratch my head and I said, well, obviously this customer or this person is really not experienced on what it costs in auto repair, or maybe they are and they're just playing naive or stupid or playing games, right? I truly sometimes don't know the angle, and you try and have to look at genuineness sometimes and read and try and understand. But the point of the story is, we're just going to use this one example and then we're going to move to something else. That shit's fucking expensive. That auto repair, right? In most cases, unless you're in Mexico and getting a team of Mexicans to work on your car for $7 an hour, and I've been hearing this from on YouTube that people are going who live close to the Mexican border are getting estimates in the U.S. and driving across the border and getting their cars reconditioned for a quarter of the price, and they're happy. Well, yeah, you are that customer who wants cheap work. I don't know what the quality is. You're going to find out as soon as the Bondo starts falling off your car and the paint starts peeling off, right? Bodywork is kind of what I'm hearing right now. But I don't know, because I'm not looking for the cheapest person to do anything for me. I'm not. I don't want that. So back to this customer. Yes, now that's...
They're going to freeze. Oh my God, they're hard as a rock.
They'll fall out. Clothesline out in sub-temperatures out here. That auto repair technicians in the United States who work at a dealership or a shop or a mom and pop and say the average labor rates have to be $100 to $125 an hour on the lower scale. On the lower scale. And that could be a 1 or 2 person job, 1 or 2 person facility, right? To cover those expenses. I have a tuner that is working for me, working on the Monte Carlo, just so you know. He charges $125 an hour, and he doesn't have a big brick and mortar business, and he's working out of his house. That's what he's charging me, is $125 an hour. For one guy to work out of his house. And has a small shop that he has set up that's not a huge production or facility. I get it, but I'm saying, just to put it in perspective, he's $125 an hour, and he feels that that's what he's worth. I would tell you he's probably worth more than that.
I would say he's worth
I don't really know, but that's what he wants to make money, and making $125 an hour is fantastic money for the makeup, excuse me, of what he's doing, right? His overhead is peanuts. His expenses are peanuts if you compare it to what my expenses are. So he's 125. My labor rate at my shop was 130. We just recently raised it to 140. And I have a production business here. We have 4 bays. We have phones. We have electric. We have Meineke franchise fees. We have insurance. We have insurance on top of insurance. We have tons of expenses. And then you have other shops that are $150 to over $200 an hour. So put in perspective, I'm just going to use $300. What are you getting in a professional environment for $300 nowadays when an oil change average costs $120? You're not getting much fixed on your car for $300 today. That's just facts. Unless you're driving to Mexico and you're using Amazon and eBay, absolute bare bones cheapest crap that you can possibly buy that may or may not work, or is as bad as the crap that you're taking off your car that needs to be replaced. And then in our industry today, we don't know what's fake name brand quality parts versus quality parts, because they're cloning parts and branding in boxes that are almost unidentifiable, the difference. And the quality products that you feel are quality products from your local parts store are necessarily really not that quality, because you're lucky to get a part today, just my opinion, and even some OEM parts, to last 2 or 3 years without having the same issue, if not sooner. So what are you really getting for $300 today when you go in and get your car fixed? You're not getting much unless you have the cheapest labor rate applied and the absolute garbage cheapest parts that someone is ordering online and putting on your car. That's facts. So Christmas shopping for April and I went last night, and my daughter needs this Lululemon branded company.
She likes it.
She likes it. And I said to April, the prices for this shit, excuse me, damn, that's outrageous. And I think we spent $300 on products.
Yes.
And it was 3 items.
Yes.
3 items. A small bag.
Does she watch your channel?
Who cares? A small bag, a smaller handbag, and then a smaller handbag, right? So small, like put your credit card in bag, a little bag that you put your phone and some personal items in, and then another bag that you can maybe put your gloves and hat in and your cell phone in. Book bag.
A crossbody bag, and get like
3 bags: a book bag, a body bag, and a credit card bag. $300. You don't get much for $300. We went shopping at ShopRite and spent $300 and got literally
it was one bag.
One bag of
ShopRite
fucking food from ShopRite. $300. And we don't buy meats, we don't buy soda, we don't buy chips. We don't buy that shit. And I said, do customers really want the absolute cheapest shit available? And I have to say, no. But if you're marketing to those customers that you're the cheapest guy around, there's got to be some questions in their head on why, right? Or that's what they want. Are they really the customers you want? Well, Lululemon doesn't want those guys. There was no sale prices. There was no buy one, get 6 free. There was no loss leaders. There was no ultra discounts. Nothing. Everybody in the store had the body bag is what they call it.
Oh, yeah.
I call it the fanny pack from the 80s draped across your chest now at $100. They were marketing to the customer to sell probably that product line because it's trendy and popular because YouTube and TikTok says so.
It's comfortable for women.
Did you hear what I just said?
When they're just
There's no TV commercials for Lululemon saying, come buy my products. They're marketing from word of mouth, trends in school, social media, right? And you're not going there if your budget is $1 because you're not getting shit for $1 there. They don't have anything for $1, let alone anything for under $100. Really? How much was it? Maybe under 50. Your starting price was $50.
No, your starting price was like $70.
Oh, starting price was $75 for most of the products in there.
And that was for the little bag.
$75.
Yeah.
So the point to the story is those people who know that brand and who are teased into the trends and the keeping up with your friends in school. They say, hey, you know, now the kids aren't flossing their money, they're flossing their parents' money. And this is how I see that. You see a young kid in the store and he's got diamond earrings, grills, $600 sneakers, $300 jeans. That's his parents' money he's flossing. He ain't flossing his money.
It's the parents buying it for him.
So it's the parents living through their children, which is stupid, but those parents aren't going to go to Walmart or Kmart like my mom did and get you 99-cent jeans and shirts to go to school. Because people will pick on you. But the point is, I don't think...
I sported jeans way years.
We had cheap shit, and you know, and nobody fucked with us.
And Bradley's.
We had Jordache, we had Bradley's, we had hand-me-downs, you know. And if people, when we were younger, talk shit, they got their ass kicked. That's that. Actually, people back then knew that they couldn't talk shit because they would get punched in the mouth and they would get fucked up. And that's the truth. So when we were growing up, you ran your mouth, you had to back it up. And if you were talking shit about my hand-me-down shoes or my shoes that I borrowed from my friend or anything, and we weren't cool, yeah, you're looking for an ass whooping. And there was nobody going to do anything about it after I beat the shit out of you.
I didn't get picked on in school because I was not in one specific crowd.
But
I liked
how
everybody.
people today use expensive things, right? Because they don't want the cheapest stuff as a shield. You understand? Like, oh, he's got IOU, and this is me. IOU, Z Cavaricci, Air Jordans, you know, all that shit from back in the day, Air Maxes. That was a shield from you to be accepted. Because that's how shallow people are. So my point is, Lululemon wasn't on a TV commercial. Lululemon wasn't on a radio spot. Lululemon became popular from social media. And it's a brand that has no loss leaders and nothing cheap about them. Although, who really knows what the quality of the product is? But their prices don't say cheap.
Right.
And do customers really want cheap? Do they want
You're
it?
wasting this again.
What? Wasting what?
It's your sandwich.
Oh, fark. But anyway, the moral to the story was, you know, I didn't get much for $300 there. And we had to queue this girl waiting on us, April and I. And she had this vibrating energy of her that I really liked. And I think April liked, you know, how she was handling us.
Mm-hmm. Customer service is key.
I just think she actually liked us, to be honest with you.
And she did your job.
And then we were like, yeah, we'll take a $500 gift card. And then her eyes lit up like drones in the sky.
She said, I thought you were fixing to ask for $500 off.
I'm like, no, we'll take a $500 gift card because we can only get 5 more items in your store for Christmas. But yeah, I just unnecessarily, I don't think, and I don't know because there's so many different things going on in the world. Do people really, really want the cheapest stuff? There is a market for the cheapest stuff, but I don't feel that you can get the cheapest stuff in a professional environment and be able to have your store or your business survive. That's just how I feel. Like, the cheapest stuff is just the cheapest stuff. That's like, you know, the dollar stores, right, no longer sell dollar store items, although they say it's a dollar store. Yeah. There's nothing a dollar in the dollar store.
$1.25.
And it started at 99 cents, if you remember.
Yeah.
Do I visit those 99-cent stores? I went in there and checked it out, and it's the absolute cheapest garbage that you can buy. Although some of it does work, and we've purchased cards and candy and name brand candy, but there is nothing 99 cents or $1 anymore. Even they had to raise their prices, right?
Yeah.
And we still go there every once in a while, but it's not a place that we're forced to go to. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying they're attracting customers who may or may not know the difference, right? And I told April, I said, Lululemon's quality could be the same quality as Kmart, right? She says it's not. And I said, well, most of these mass-produced clothing places are from China, Indonesia, here, there, not made in USA. And if the customer really doesn't know the difference, they're overpaying for a brand that they may not be. Hey! But people buy branding as a sense of security. I don't usually buy anything cheap. And I will just say, I bought cheap fuel injectors from KMG Performance. Is that what it was? KM something?
I think so.
Every one of them was bad in the box. Every one of them. Social media targeted me because I've been looking for them. I wound up buying their crap. My engine guy put them in, couldn't get the car to run. I had an injector problem. I had them in boxes. I put them in. The car would never run. I tested every one of them. They were all bad in the box. That's what the cheapest garbage shit gets you, and that's what they promoted. And what happened is they probably bought a container of these from some overseas China company, boxed them in their branding, and what did they do? They boxed it themselves into a hole where I will never buy from KMS or KM whatever fuel injectors online ever again. Such garbage products in the box. 8 DOAs. 8. So for me, I said, oh, well, let me buy the cheapest shit, right? Because I think there's a value in it, and I see this social media where I feel that there's a sense of security. and I swiped my card and I got 8 duds. And the problem with that is they sat longer in a box until I finally got to use them that I didn't have no chance of dealing with them.
Yeah.
And then I saw another video of someone testing them on the fuel injector test on YouTube, and there was like Chinese versus factory, and they had the same problems. They were all junk in the box, not used, new, that blend products that somebody bought an entire container of, just like the tire monitors I was buying. 1 out of 10 worked, or 1 out of 10 lasted more than a day. So I had to just eliminate that whole product line, because the first batch I got was decent and good, because I expect some problems with electronics, not as many problems. And then it was a whole friggin' nightmare. And then we switched to another product line, Alltel's product line, and they're 99%, 98% decent parts in the box. So instead of going from 99 failure rate to, a 1 or 2% failure rate. And, I had to test it and see for myself. So cheap doesn't always fix your car, knowledge, experience, product, service, value, trust does, right? All that.
Right.
We're at our spot. April's a little concerned the sun's not out.
Well, yeah, because it's 20 degrees.
It's 20 degrees. We're hoping to get some bigger gold today. I don't know.
I don't know how long I'm going to last. I'll just be honest.
You better start running in place. Thanks for watching.